Mike, I'm going to put you in the background for right now.
Okay.
All right, guys. We got Justin. It's not updating. He's out towards North Manchester. So this is kind of what we're looking at here. You can see his screen small as you can down next to mine. And here's what we got going on. There is a little bit of a concern for some hail. He's out trying to find that right now. Currently, I believe he's heading south on 15. Is that correct? You're heading south on 15, Justin?
No, I'm on 114 headed east.
Copy. See if you can find a good. Yeah, for some reason you're not updating on Life 360. I got you now. Next, we're going to get you going south a little bit here in a second. Stand by. Okay, when you get up to 13, go south. So what we're looking at is these areas of red that was a lot more prominent. So we're trying to see if anything there still exists as far as hail goes. He is currently about right here. My goal is going to be to get him about right here. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, I'd say get up to 13, then go south, and we'll see if we can get you in some hail. Up here around South Whitley, we have a special weather statement, 40-mile-per-hour winds, a quarter of an inch size hail. Looking at the radar there, if there is a good threat of it, it could be right there. That could be just some heavy rain. So, but what we'll see here, for those of you that are watching, you see this big green blob right here. That's what I'm keeping an eye on. And the reason being, the clouds are kind of flattening out. And what you'll see, I was right, it went down to a special weather statement. So that's going to go right into the edge of Huntington County there. But you can see 37,000 feet, 38. This was up to around 40. But it's kind of flattened out a little bit. So we're going to continue keeping an eye on that as the storms move into the area and see what we can see. So let's take a look at Justin's live feed here as he's traveling east on 114, coming up to 13. So everything you see out there is in front of him, which would be to the east. So no rotation, just a little bit of wind, possibly some hail. We're trying to get to the hail to see what, if any, is out there. So if you guys are watching the page, we did post one of his panoramic pictures from when he was out there. Did an absolute fantastic job at that. All right, go ahead and turn right. Take that down to State Road 16, and I would say that'd be a good area to post up if you can find a spot. State Road 16, I'll give you a heads up just before you get there. All right, you guys can see it's kind of cycled a little bit. Got a little bit of hail going on right here. Kind of matches our cloud over there on the left, you can see. But the question is whether that's actually hail or not. And one of the tools we have here. Say again. So we look at this, and we can see here that that whole area right there is just inundated with water. So, and that's one thing to keep in mind when you're looking over here. You can see that says hail rain. So it could just be very heavy rain. So we're trying to see what we got out there in front of us. Why don't we do this, Justin? Your next farm is going to have a road after it. Turn right on that. It's right after this farm on the right. That was left, my son. So find a good spot to hang out around there. I'm not worried about the power lines right now. See what you can see as far as footage goes here. Perfect, right there. So if you guys were watching as he kind of panned around there, you would have seen the cloud base and the blueness that was there before, which usually typically shows a hail core, isn't quite there anymore. So let's go ahead and go back to our echo tops here. So you can see it's flattened out quite a bit. So the big clouds over here, a little bit of a pop up here, but I mean, you can see where the hail core is. So if there is any hail, it is going to be directly to your west right now. But those don't look like hail core clouds, to be honest with you. And the hail is dying out. Is there any way to pan just a hair? Yeah, perfect. Just a hair to the right. Right now, Leah, we are just south of North Manchester. You're starting to get into the rain. We're checking for hail. We saw that there was some possibility out there. And that's in a part of a special weather statement that is heading towards Huntington. And we're just trying to get a feel for what's out there right now. If you can, hang tight around this area because it just shifted again. So it's going to be coming right to you there. That's fair. All right, so if you guys want to see where I have him right now, he is right about there. These clouds aren't, this storm's not moving very fast. We'll see in here. There's a chance of 3/4 inch hail. Wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. They are moving east-southeast at 20 miles per hour now. So hail just dissipated. It's not there anymore. You can keep an eye on it. You can see those clouds disappearing as across the trees across the field start to disappear. So that's some heavy rain out there for sure. So you guys can see out there on the screen, and it's hard for me to point, but if you look, oh, I have a drawing tool. Cancel. That didn't work. Sorry. Thought I had a drawing tool. Guess I don't. At Kilsequad, they're probably starting to get a little wet right now. We got some sprinkles and some clouds heading that way. So far, just rain. So we're keeping an eye on that as well. It's getting awfully dark where he's at. Just for right now, sit tight. We'll probably have you take this road to the east, actually, which would be the way you just came from. But just give it a minute. Roger that. All right, guys, so you can see out there in the distance, the trees are gone. Mike asked if nothing in Wabash. Looks like it's going to just probably skim the north side of Wabash. You're going to get some rain for sure. But this system right here is heading to Huntington. So so the road you're on, when you take it east, will take you all the way to 105, just north of Bippus. Are you seeing any hail? Rain is needed for the farmers. The drought's gone, which is good. This just adds a little bit of a layer of protection before the planting season actually starts. Looking by radar, if you're going to get any hail, you would get it in the next 30 seconds. (10-4). If you want to slowly start heading east, you can. Or south. Your call. All right, guys, we're going to give you another update while he repositions on the radar and what we're looking at here. So like we said, he is currently right about right here. That radar is going to update here in just a moment as he's going to reposition himself. See which way he decides to go. Those life choices is where they always get us on storm chasing. Copy that. I got you going east, correct? Copy that. So he's going to continue heading eastbound. 900's about right in this area. It'll take him right into Bippus. Just north of Bippus. So, like I said, we're still keeping an eye as these clouds decide to bubble here on this little area right there where some of the hail has been noticed. You can see we got special weather statements everywhere for small hail, but it's really not that prevalent. So he just confirmed in that area that there was no hail, which is good. You can see the super reflectivity right here shows a line of heavy rain, and that's kind of drifting to the south-southeast. And that's what we're keeping an eye on as the clouds have bubbled a little bit. Anywhere that you see these blues right here, those are areas that we're not worried about. This is where you start seeing, we can do a little smiley face. Those darker greens is where we start seeing the clouds start to pop up a little bit higher. It gives us a little bit of a potential for the hail. Doesn't look like it's quite been enough yet. So still keeping an eye on anything that could develop. So thanks for joining us here, and we'll continue going as long as the threat for severe weather continues for our area as storms continue to move through. Currently, we got Mike standing by. He's just north of Andrews. They're on 24. So if anything comes his way, we'll pop him in the neighborhood here. So not the full crew right now, but we got a crew. We got our storm chaser phone ready to go in case anything does pop up. We're going to be able to notify the National Weather Service on behalf of our storm chaser of what we see. So it can help keep public safe, which is always our number one goal. So that hail core is still prominent, but I think it's heavy rain. It would be just to your north. So if you want to find a good clearing and maybe pull over here within the next mile, it'll graze just to your north. Negative. You can keep going straight. I would just find a place to take a break and see if this hail will pick up and catch up to you. What size? All right, he is in hail. Did you say pea-size hail? And you can see a little bit jumping there on his windshield. This is kind of on its way to Huntington. So peas. All right. That's going to head this way. And it might drop maybe this way. So that's kind of like my path. Oh, you can't even see it. That's what I'm looking at right now, guys. That's kind of what Justin's in right now. Just a little pea-sized hail, nothing crazy. It's not building up or anything like that. But you can see those blue lines. That's what I'm watching for. That's the area to watch right now. Like I said, it's nothing absolutely crazy. Are you able to stop over and get a picture of the hail or anything? Copy that. You're going to be coming up to Serbia here in a minute. you'll be able to go straight on the road you're on. It'll kind of snake and then keep going to the east. For the Laketon area, it went just to your north. Do you still have peas? I can't tell or not. Can you stop at this intersection here? If not, you're good. You can keep going. You're staying with it. You could bear to slow down a little bit if you wanted to. Roger that. Just got a radar update. Hail should be starting to lighten up pretty good. So this is the area we're watching right now, these two right here, but you can see the darker green is gone. So we notice when this was a big red blob, now it's not. And you can see the darker green, like what you see down here, is gone. So that hail potential is dropping pretty quick. It's just raining just see if you can get a picture of the hail. There's some pea-sized hail out there, Jamie. Nothing too gnarly out there. I will show you the radar here while he's going to see if he can get a picture. This is really what we're looking at right now, that area right there on your radar. We got North Manchester right here. We got Huntington down over here. I don't remember where your farm's at, but we get there. So that's kind of what we're watching. But the important part is we look at the clouds over here and it flattened out. So we had a peak right in this area that was just about 40,000 feet. So now we're 35 or below. So 40,000 feet is that key indicator for hail and things like that. So, when it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, unfortunately. Looks like he dropped off. He's going to get some pictures. You guys don't want to see my ugly mug, do you? Let's get back over here. But it looks like just overall, just a normal thunderstorm. Could some other small hail pop up? It's possible. But those clouds are going to definitely have to cycle a little bit harder than what they're doing right now. I need to get that out of the way. There we go. So, and this is kind of what we're looking at here. You can see it dissipated even further as far as the rain goes. So a lot of people get, okay, so he's getting what's called grapple, which is heavy raindrops. That is indicated right here in this yellow stuff. So, you know, this is no longer a hail threat, heavy raindrops. So before asking, I could have went here and said, that is some heavy rain right there. And that's some heavy rain right there. But this part of the system doesn't always update as quickly as it should. I mean, you see up here, it says it's 10 minutes old. So I kind of got to be careful. We can see as time moves forward on this, this is your vertically integrated liquid. So this is your water columns as it comes across here. And you can see it's definitely losing a lot of intensity as time goes on. So these are one of the many tools that I use as we continue through storm season 2026. So as I'm watching this here, I'm doubtful that with winds at 40 miles per hour and that hail picture going away, with the clouds not building up anymore, the vertically integrated liquid starting to decrease, I would be surprised if they issued another special weather statement going from there, because it's just basically a thunderstorm. Hopefully that helps. Joseph, that is your call. But right now, I don't think so. If you guys are outside, though, and you see this, let me pause that right quick. You see this line right here. Don't worry about the green. That is a beautiful storm front. I would almost guarantee that it looks beautiful. Mike, what are you seeing out there, buddy?
I am back in town.
Okay.
I'm back in town. Yeah, it started raining, so we packed up our gear and got back into town. But
Gotcha.
I was just going to ask you if I should head back out.
No, it's dying out, so nothing crazy.
Okay.
All right, man. Thanks.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so this is Justin's view. You can see it's definitely raining out there. Justin, I'm not seeing the hail still. Looks like it's dissipated pretty good. What are you seeing out there?
Rain's blowing, rain's moving from the north headed to the south, and I'm headed east. So I'm just trying to see if I can catch back up to the hail.
Okay, thank you. So he's still trucking along out there, guys. We're just keeping an eye on what's happening out there in the wilderness. All right, so to show you, guys, let's get back to the radar here for a moment. We can see, as we were talking about, that dark green left. Now we have these blues starting to show up. So that's definitely a sign that the storm is dissipating. Well, shucks. And we can see that some of that stuff is already moving outside of the special weather statement. I don't see them currently extending that. We will see what happens. Justin basically out there just getting a thunderstorm at this point and a little bit of wind. Is that right?
10-4.
Okay. So that special weather statement still has 16 minutes left on it. Most of the bad areas of that special weather statement are working on moving out of that special weather statement. So we can see this area right here and this area right here is already moved out. So this is all still in there. So anything's possible at this time. So we're just going to keep an eye on it. Lots of lightning, Jamie says. If you got outside before that frontal cloud got there, that probably would have been pretty, but it kind of picked up a little bit of steam there. So I lost Justin. There he is. So he's coming through on 900. He's going to come about right through here. And this is 105. So if there is any hail out there, he's going to be the one to let us know. And if there is any, he'd be in it right now. So, but I don't hear him saying hail yet. So, and if you guys wonder why I've been so quiet lately, I've been a little under the weather. I probably ate something that didn't agree with me. The wind is cold, so that is primarily from an outflow dominant cell. What you have and why it's cold is so you get the storm column, and as it pushes out, that rain and the wind kind of pushes out from the center of that, and that causes these little fingers on an outflow dominant storm. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here. So that's classic of that storm type, to push that cold air down from the top and then disperse it out to the sides. So there will be a little bit of a temperature drop, even though that's not an actual cold front. This would be considered a boundary. The cold front, if I had to draw it, is, it kind of comes up this way. So still way up there. This is just a boundary that dropped off of it. That's why it doesn't have a whole lot of juice with it. Yeah. We got rain moving into Huntington here momentarily. We can see down to the bottom left of the radar here. I'm going to pop that back up. We can see that we still have those blue dots inside the cloud, which is typical for a cloud that's starting to diminish in strength. Everything's actually not updated right now. It's embarrassing me. I pay for you. Come on. You should be able to see the map right now. Like I said, there's nothing crazy going on out there. There's going to be some heavy rain. There's going to be some wind. I'd say max right now is probably around 30, 35 miles an hour. We're still even below the threshold for a special weather statement. I'm seeing blips of 23, 25. But that's really about it, guys. So, yeah, nothing too precocious out there. So, yeah. And like I said, it doesn't look like they're going to extend that special weather statement. If they do, I'd be very surprised. So we're probably going to go ahead and kick it from our end. I'm going to check in with Justin one more time here to see what he has to say. What are you seeing out there, sir?
A lot of rain and wind, and I'm starting to see the backside of the storm behind me.
Roger that. Yeah, it's starting to shrink up quite a bit. I'd say once you get to 105, you could probably just go ahead and call it. Well, I'll give you a heads up. The storm clouds are dissipating above Wabash a little bit. It kind of rejuvenated, but everything's starting to look below 30,000 feet. So I don't see anything rejuvenating out of this. (10-4), anything pops up, I'll let you know. All right, guys, I don't know if you just heard me talking about that. So So they did. I think they did this just to spite me. Gusts up to 40 miles per hour and pea-sized hail are possible, and gusty winds. Like I said, I think what they're looking at is a little bit of a recycle right here and down here by Wabash. Guys, there's nothing there that I'm remotely worried about. Mostly just heavy rain. So if anything does get worse, though, we will be back on. We're going to go ahead and hop off of here at this time, as the most prominent area of this storm is right in this area as it's starting to move into Huntington. That's when you're going to get those winds. That's when you're going to see the potential for a lot of things there. But even the lightning signatures have dissipated quite significantly. So this is going to be mainly a rain event with some wind. But that is going to be about it. So, yeah. And sometimes you got to be careful, because sometimes this could be radar debris where it's just not picking up properly, because we can see this purple. That purple is interference. So if you ever wonder what that is, it says unknown. And then down here it says biological unknown. And then it gives that hail or rain. It's most likely heavy rain. So, but everything they're showing right now is radar indicated. We drove through it. We didn't see anything. So yeah. All right. Enjoy the rain, guys. If you have any questions, pink lightning. Is that, if you can get that on video, I'd love to see pink lightning. I've seen purple lightning. That's usually associated with a much, 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 much more severe storm. And we don't really hold the parameters for that, but I would love to see it. Now, that could be an indication that there was cloud-to-cloud lightning, and it was up above the clouds. I've seen that as well. If it strikes and it's that color, that's a little bit of a different story as well. There's a lot of things that go into lightning and things like that. So, but yeah, guys, like I said, this is still working on dying out here. You can see that as we got that update, the other little dark green spot's gone. We're getting inundated with some more blue. The cells are starting to separate. And you can see that on reflectivity. This was once one big line, and now we're starting to get a break right there. So losing its energy, falling apart, whatever you want to call it. Enjoy the rain. We're going to hop off here for right now. And if anything pops up later this afternoon, we'll be back.